All right. So let's go look around what UCSB looks like. So here is UCSB, right? And the entire Santa Barbara is right here, UCSB right here. And then if we zoom out for all of California, you can see that San Francisco's up here. San Francisco is like a 6 hour drive, I think, to Santa Barbara, and then LA is right here. LA is 2.5 hour drive to Santa Barbara. San Diego is like a 4 hour drive up. So yeah, that's the major cities that can go to Santa Barbara. And so zoom back in. Okay, so here is the campus. This is what campus is going to be looking like. And yeah, we're going to be focusing on chemical engineering because that's what I majored in. And so, what will you be spending your time doing at Santa Barbara while you're a chemical engineering major? Well, you could take classes across different departments and learn learn different things, right? Right. So like there's art exhibits at the art buildings, and then there's the basketball games and like UCSB events at the UCSB Event Center. Um, This is the Student Research Building. You can go study there. Yeah, I'll drop a guy here so you can see. Let's see if this works. All right. Yeah, let's go walk around, bro. Okay. Yeah, the Student Research Building right here. We're stuck. Yeah, that's where you can go study. You can like drive to school if you really want to, but a lot of people do bike. This is where Yeah, this is where they have a lot of basketball games right here. Then they have some concerts here during after like Deltopia and stuff like that. If you know, hopefully stuff for Deltopia keeps on going. But yeah, they would have a concert post Deltopia here. And so when you're a freshman, a lot of the math classes and stuff would be taking place in these random lecture halls. So there's a lecture hall here that they have math classes in. And yeah, that's one of the places where you take math. And then the section is like a smaller, so in your math class, you have the professor or the lecturer teaching the math class, but then you would have sections with TAs, and those are smaller classes. So those are like 30 students in the section where like the math class itself would have like 200 students. And in that section, they would go over homework problems and concepts from the class. And so like those sections would be they're taking place in smaller classrooms in the humanities buildings like this one. Yeah, let's keep on going. So this is where we're on the bike path right now. As you can see, a lot of students bike, and this is probably the Google guy. And so yeah, this Google guy is following around the bike path over here. Let's see, let me go one more. Yeah, if you shoot, they missed it. So yeah, if you get a view of the ocean when you pass by this bridge, and humanities and social sciences again. That's like, and that was the theater, sorry. But yeah, sorry, section would take place in the humanities and social science building. And I low-key haven't been in that theater, low-key. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, and then if you ever want to schedule an appointment with a therapist or anyone like that, you can go to this building. It's called the Counseling and Career Services. Yeah, so over here you can go check your resume, or you can go talk to a therapist. They can schedule both for free. It's part of your like stuff that you get with you coming to UCSB. Um, yeah, and another thing is like, of course, every classroom, but people bike to class, so around every classroom, you'll conveniently find bike stands to park your bike. And yeah, it's more classrooms. You might have sections in these building, sections for math class. Bike path. I'm just trying to get to the library at this point. Okay. So they built this thing right next to the library. So they have a bunch of new lecture halls in here, and sometimes they would have sections on the third and fourth floor. And then this is our library. Let's see if we can go in. No, we can't. We can't go into the library. But yeah, that's the library, and you're able to go study there, of course. When I was there, it was open 24/7. I really hope it stays that way. It was really important that the thing was open 24/7. Yeah, and then this is the CCS building. CCS, I had a lot of friends in CCS, and CCS is a very cool small college at UCSB with personalized education, very strong programs and stuff like CS and math, and sorry, CS math and physics. And yeah, basically it's like a cohort of like 10 to 20 students in CCS, and you basically design whatever classes you ever want. And you basically jump around. You can take whatever you want. Your units are special, like work in a unique way, and you can start like you can jump into grad classes. I think people started like can start jumping into grad classes by second year and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Um, Yeah, I'm gonna go to the dorms area. So this is Santa Rosa. If you're in CCS, you would live in Santa Rosa, get up from bed at like 9 o'clock and run over to your CCS class that's happening at 9 o'clock, and that's your little thing you would do in your freshman because a lot of freshman year you just take classes at CCS. But then when you get older and you go into upper division classes, then you have to take classes at the regular classes that have bigger class sizes and normal classrooms and stuff. Yeah, this is San Nicolas, San Miguel. That's another dorm. And next to these dorms is DLG. So that's a dining common. So you can bike over to the dining common, park your bike here, go straight into that. You can do that between classes and stuff. And then outside of this DLG is, and then the view from like San Nicolas storms, you get the view of the lagoon. The lagoon is kind of big. You can like go down this thing and you follow this like volleyball courts behind San Nicolas that you can go play at. And it basically just follows along the lagoon. Um, yeah. Let's go in here. I don't know if we can. But yeah, there's like trails right here that you can go to. I'll go zoom out when we do like a bird's eye view. I'll go into that. Yeah, so this was the dorm I stayed at. I believe this is Santa Cruz. Yeah. So Santa Cruz, that's DOG again. Santa Cruz is right here. Freshman dorm. Let's go, let's go. So this is a parking for the beach. You can go in here. And basically there's stairs that lead you down. Bro, yeah, the stairs. So right behind here is stairs that lead you down to the ocean, and you can go play in the water and stuff. You can go there at night, look at the stars, go down to the ocean, touch the water at midnight. It's pretty cool. You live at Santa Cruz, right? So like basically I lived here, I go across the street, I go down the stairs, and then I'm right next to the ocean whenever I feel like it. And then yeah, there's people play around in the grass area right here, and there's shoot, yeah, you see. There's volleyball courts here. We had volleyball courts next to ours right here. That's like Santa Cruz still, so it's volleyball courts there. And yeah, that was all pretty fun. Right, of course, next to the ocean. And let's go back in here, I guess. We can go in here maybe. Can we? No. Loki, this is a lot more scenic if we go down this way. Yeah, because we have the palm trees and stuff. And then in here you have just a nice area to look at the ocean while you like study and stuff. So that's what I use like seats up here for. There's also a bathroom up here that overlooks the ocean. It's pretty nice. Um, yeah. The Coffee Institute of Physics, Theoretical Physics, very famous place. Beyond that, that's the MRL. Yep. And we'll go into more detail of that later. Okay, this is the engineering. This is the Ellings Hall, and then I guess we can't go into that area right now. Yeah, Ellings Hall, and then the engineering science building here. Engineering science building. Okay, let me see if I can go in. The chemistry building. Come on, let's see. Let's see. No, it doesn't look like it. Damn. Yeah, chemistry building behind. beyond that. Okay, let's see. We're on the bike path now. Down. Yeah, back to the road. We're just gonna go to the rec center now because we're gonna just miss out on. Okay, yeah, we're coming into this intersection. Intersection goes into this. This is where the rec center is. You can take a lot of fun classes, go to the gym whenever you want. Well, not whenever you want, when it's open and stuff. But it's got decent hours. And then yeah, this is the bus loop. You can take the bus to downtown or to IV. Okay, and yeah, we're just back on campus now. So yeah, you walk through campus from IV to get to like the entering side of the campus. So yeah, let's just get out of here. Um, okay, and I want this view. Yeah, so you saw campus. You basically walked through. We started here. We went down this bike path into the library area, and then we went down to the dorms right here. The dorms and then CCS right here, and then DLG right here. And then as you can see, this is the lagoon that goes across the campus. So like it goes, you can see it from the theater and dance area, and you can also see it from DLG. And then the ocean is right behind it. And then the paths I was talking about is like you can go here, go into this parking lot, and then this parking lot goes dumps into the lagoon area, and you can go like walk around this lagoon area until you get back to this is the university center, and from the university center you can go up to this theater and dance area where we were, the student resource building, and then there's more freshman dorm here. Oh, it's like dorms. There's more dorms here. And then from these dorms, there's lots of paths that you can take that you can just walk around. So like you walk around the ocean here, and you go up here back to the dorm. You can go back down. So these are stairs down to the ocean now. And then yeah, it dumps into the ocean. And this path also goes back, circles around the lagoon area. So you can go walk around the lagoon if you want. Yeah, so the lagoon area goes back up to the theater and dance area, but then you can also go into this U part of the lagoon and walk around that area. And there's like different paths that cut through different areas of that area. So you can like cut off here, go all the way down to where the lagoon is if you really want to. And yeah, the labyrinth, that's pretty cool actually. There's this little thing that you can go into, you just circle around. It's like a little maze that you get to the center, and it's pretty fun. And yeah. So you can walk, when you get to this part, there's many tiny little trails that you can walk across. And so like you can go jump here to here, jump here to here, jump here to here, however you want. And very nice area that you just like go here, like little tiny trails that go next to the ocean. And then over here you can like go down this path into the rocks here. And it's pretty nice. Um, yeah. And then it dumps into the ocean here. And then this is where they would have surf classes, right? So, this is a reef. So the reef, they have a touch tank and everything. It's you go in and you tell them you're UCSB students, and you're allowed to go into this reef, and they like let you touch all the animals that they have at the reef. And then you can get rentals here. You can get surfboards, you can kayaks, paddle boards, stuff like that, life jackets, and you can go out into the water for like an hour, 2 hours, however you want. And then that's where you also, when you take your surf classes, that's where you get surfboards from. So yeah, the and then so from your dorms freshman year, you would have to be like taking math classes here. You'd have to go to library here. You have to take chemistry lab up here. Yeah, let me go zoom in a little bit. Chemistry lab is up here. And then your this is your engineering two building. That's where this is 1519 up here. Let me see if I can dump. Let's see if I dump right here. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. So yeah, this is if you're ever taking a chemistry class, more than likely it's probably gonna be in this classroom right here. It's called 1519 in Engineering 2. And then if you go and it's not gonna let me do it. But yeah, if you go in here within this corner, there's gonna be the chemical engineering lab area. So that's where you're gonna be taking your chemical engineering lab classes. And then yeah, out here, let me see if I can get out of here. But anyways, if you see there's a parking lot for bikes, so you can park your bike there. And so yeah, that's that. So yeah, let me show you how you can get there. So so say you live at Santa Cruz, right? So then you would take your bike. So you would have your bike parked out here, right? That's what I had. I had my bike parked out here, and basically, I believe I would go take my bike out this way through this parking lot, and then this is the bike path, bike path, bike path. And then if I was going to chemistry lab, I would park my bike right here, and then I would walk on this path. I'd walk on this path up to my physical sciences north building, and that's where chemistry lab was. Okay. And then if I need to get to engineering two, I would continue my bike path down this way, and then this circle, you see the circle? You keep on going. And yep, there we go. This is where engineering two is again. You go through here, the bike path and dumps out here, and there's a parking lot here. Another thing you can do if you want to just continue biking all the way to chemistry lab, you can go past here, you can go up here, and then you can park your bicycles right here in this area. There's another parking lot here, and you basically park your bicycle there, and then you jump straight. There's a tunnel here. There's like a little hallway here. You go through the hallway and you're at chemistry lab again now. And then, okay, so you go through here, and then if say you want to get to your math class now. Okay, so then you go back to your bike path. Well, actually, this time you go down this road, and then let's see. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you go up here, you go down this road, and then you take this bike path. You follow it. You're gonna have to go down, keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. And now you're at the theater and dance area. So then you go here, you would go down this way, and then you basically park. Yeah, there's bike stands around along where these trees are, and then that's where you park your bicycle, and you go into your math class here. Or if you want to go study at the SRB, you can go there. Again, if you want to just study at the library, then you can park your bicycles right here, and you can go to the library, or you can go here and then you can go take this bike path here, and then then you go here and you park your bicycle here, and you're basically at the library. And then if you want to take the bus somewhere, you can go keep on taking the bike path here. You park your bicycle here, and then you're at the bus stop here. And then okay, now you want to get to the rec center. How do you do that? So then okay, see, zoom out. You are here at Santa Cruz. Okay. And then, yep, Santa Cruz, you go through the parking lot, you take this one, you take this one, and then you take this one. You keep on, you keep on taking this one. Okay, yes, this time you keep on going from this circle. You go up, 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 and then boom, you got another circle. You go down this thing, and then now you go up around this circle, and then boom, you're at you're at these bike parking lot area, and yeah, you can park your bike there, and you're at the rec center. Okay, cool. All right, so now maybe you have math class in here. What do you do here? So yeah, let's go back to Santa Cruz, and then Santa Cruz, right? You go up here. Okay, you want to get to Campo Hall this time. So the interesting here thing is I believe they're working on making a bike path between here and here, although I'm not sure how that is going. Sorry. Between here and here. Although I don't know how well that is going. But okay, we want to get to Campbell Hall. That means we go here, we follow this bike path here, we follow this bike path here, we follow here, we keep on going here, and then we go down this one. And then once we get here, you can park your bicycle here, and you're at this Campbell Hall, which is like a math class that you can get to. Yep. And then this bike path goes, keep on going down. I say from you need to go from Campbell Hall to Chemistry Lab then. So then you can take this bike path, you take this bike path down here, it falls down here, and yeah, okay, exactly. And then you park your bicycle here, and you get to your physical sciences building, which is where your chemistry lab. And then if you needed to go from your chemistry lab to engineering two again, then you keep on taking this bike path down here, and you park your bicycle here, and you're at engineering two. Cool. All right, now let's see. Let's see where else do we need to go. So you know how to get to the bus station, and then so there's a whole nother thing where yeah, let's say you want to get to yeah, let's say you want to go park for some reason you want to go here. So okay, this time yeah, why would we want to go behind? So if you're coming from Ivy, okay, so now let's change up the perspective. Let's say you live in FT. So FT is, well, this is all IB. We're gonna get to IB in a bit, but let's just take things easy. We're still a freshman. Freshmen live in another dorm called FT, and at FT, if you needed to get to school, right, then you would park your bicycle. This is a dining hall, Portola Dining Hall, and then that's next to these towers, the FT towers. So north and south, I believe, is what yeah, I think they were called. And yeah, and then from these bicycle path, you there's also like apartments for upperclassmen. So yeah, there's things over here. These bicycle paths dump empty down here into the FT towers, and then people from FT can take their bicycle, take this road, and boom, 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 follow this bike path, 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 boom, boom, boom. You're basically following this bike path for a good bit, and boom, you're here. So you might be wondering. If you want to get to tennis courts, you take the circle up this way. And then if you want to get to the rec center, you take it down this way. And then if you want to go empty down into IV, then the bike path goes from here to up into IV. But then here, you basically to get to campus, you would want to go take this one, go through the rec center, go through the rec center, and boom, you're on campus now. And so you want to go to SRB now. So you take this one, you take this. You go here, you go circle down this way, and then you're at the bus stop this time. Okay, one sec, let's circle back again. So you're at the Rexon area and you want to get to the SRB. Yeah, yeah, let's do it. So then you go here, you're at this bus stop, and then from this bus stop area, you need to go here, and then you need to go this way, the bike path, and boom, you're here. And you're at the SRB now. And then say you want to go to FT and you have a friend living in Manzi, which are the dorms down here. You keep on going down this way, and then you take this thing here, and boom, you're at Korea, which is next to all these Manzi dorms. And then these dorms have a lot of paths that can lead you to the ocean, to the beach. Korea is another dining hall. Um, yeah. Okay, cool. So now you understand that part. Um, so that's why like this thing could be a reason for existing is because you come from FT or you come from IV. You want to go straight to the SRB so you can jump that way. But no, that's too much. There's an easier way. Another for yeah, there's an easier way. This is low key if you want to go from SRB to the bus station. Yeah, that's why that's convenient. Because you take your bicycle here, you jump and go behind the campus and you go to the bus station. But remember that this thing has a circle down through this lane. So you take the circle and then you go down this one, this bike path now. And then within this bike path, there's a fork right here. And this fork, you go down this tunnel, go up this tunnel, and boom, you're here now. And at this intersection, you go down this way, and boom, you're at the circle now. Yeah, whatever. Just imagine you're going in the right direction. Damn. Yeah, I think just imagine you're going in the right direction. Yeah. And then you got that circle, you can go park your bicycle here. Right. Another thing you can do is instead of taking this fork, if you really don't want to do that, or like you take this fork, you can take it to behind humanities and go park your bike there. But another one is just keep on going down this way and then going into this bike path, um, right here at this Pardal Tunnel. That's when you go jump into campus and then go exit and go through the circle, exit here, and you can park there. And then this thing goes all the way down to the edge of Ivy. Okay, so lots of bike paths. I mean, you can get pretty much anywhere on campus with these bike paths. Yeah, it's very convenient. Yeah, so you need to get up here, you know how to get there. You need to get down here, you know how to get there. You I basically showed you the bike paths to get through this stuff. This is the central part of campus that you can get through. Okay, so now you live in Ivy, right? So, so if you live down here, you live at like this house or something, you basically just take the road that these cars go down, and you would go empty into this bike path here. Um, yeah, and then you follow this bike path, and you can take this bike path into campus right here. Right here, meaning this is where like San Rafael residence halls are. And then you take this bike path in, you go up here, and then this is where the circle for the SRB area is. And from this circle, you can go up to the bus station, or you can go through like Central Park campus and go straight to the library. Or yeah, the other thing is you can go up through this area, get to the bus station area, go jump down a little bit, and then park your bicycle closer to the library area and you can go there. But yeah, the other thing is you go through here and then you basically park your bicycle here, but then you have to like walk a little bit to the library versus here you park it right here and you're basically at the library. Yeah, and then the other thing was like if you go all the way up here, you take it up here and then you get to Campbell Hall, right? Then what you can do is you can either park your bicycle right here and walk to Campbell Hall, or you can keep on biking up and up and up here and then park your bicycle here and go straight to Capital like that. That's an option. Yeah. Okay, now, okay, let's say you live on the upper side of IB now. So say you live up here. So you have to go take your bicycle, jump out of the neighborhood, get into the road. And from the road, you can cross this intersection, get onto the bike path here, and get on the bike path and basically follow how FT people have to ride their bicycle onto campus. So, uh, an option for you here would be yeah, go here and then go through the Rexon area and then go jump down however you need to. So you can go straight here, get to entering signs, go jump down here and then jump to here and then go central however you need to. Or if you really need to get to like SRB, then you could go up here and then jump down here. But the other thing is you can Like, yeah, right again. Like you live up here, so you just go down to the Picasso Road, go straight through Picasso, and at Picasso there's the bike path that joins up. And then that from that bike path you just jump in through this tunnel and you're on campus and you're at the SRB area. So you don't have to go up to like the main road area. You can go through IB a little bit and catch this basically this central line of bike paths that run across the border of the IB and the campus. And there's little paths I can jump onto it from there. Yeah. Yeah, so that's like say yeah, like you live in the central part of Ivy, then you can locate go here, go right through like how everyone go th right through Ivy with your bicycle with the roads area, and then right here you just go down Trigo and you jump onto the bike path, and then you can get on right here and go up to the bike path how you need to go to this circle, and then from this circle go however you need to campus. Yeah. This circle leads down to the youth center. The circle up here, you can get to the library faster. This circle gets down to the Creo areas, SRB stuff and stuff like that. Circle up here goes to the bus station area. Fork here, stuff here. And then from here, this is like the main Pardal tunnel area. So you go through this bike path and then boom, you're in Ivy. And that's where all the restaurants are. So yeah, you have Freebirds here. You have Habit here. You have Lao. You have some boba shops here. Asia 101. Maria's Tacos up here. You have Hummus Republic, I believe, right here. Hana Kitchen's right there. Where's Hummus Republic, bro? There's Hummus Republic right here. You keep on going. There's all these restaurants here. You can go here. There's Zocalo here. More restaurants here. Domino's there. Boom, boom, boom. This U. This U has uh, restaurants on the board of it. Yeah, so like, okay, you live on Sabado Charte. What do you do? Okay, you bike here, you go through here, and then boom, there's this Isla Vista Theater has bike racks. These are the bike racks here. And then when you live on Sabado Charte, right? What do you do? So you go through there's a little there's a little alleyway here that you can walk through. Let me make sure it's the correct alleyway. Yeah, um oh shoot, I guess if this isn't closed off, oh wow, I wonder what I was doing. Yeah, you park here, you can go walk through this area. It's all open to Salvador Charde. But I think I was living, oh, I think I was living right here. So what I would do is I park here. I think there's like this alleyway here that dumps me into this area. And boom, I was there. Yeah, or something like that. I forgot. Wow, something. Let me see. I'll just put the guy down because I want to see if this is actually where I was living. All right, so this is what Ivy looks like. The seaside. What's up? My neighbor's apartments. Hmm. I really do think this one. Seaside. Seaside where my neighbor's apartment. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, so this was my apartment. Yeah, there's an alleyway back there that you can go through to get to my apartment here. And so that's what I would do. I mean, sometimes I would just bike down. It's like I said, we're on top of Charde, so there's a bike path that enters right here. So this is how you get to the bike path here, and then you go up the road a little bit, and boom, this is the intersection to get to campus. So yeah, right here, and now you're on campus, and then like you can see the lagoon. You're about to see the SRB if you keep on going up this way. Yeah, that's SRB right there. These are the bike paths that you can park out for the theater and dance area. Yeah, so stuff like that. Boom. Yeah. If you're in IV, in IV, you just have to figure out how to go through the intersections and stuff. And then once you get through the intersections, you need to find your way to the bike path. And once you get to the bike path, you know how to get through, navigate through campus. So you basically get a good direction, a sense of direction from that. And then of course, if you're along the main road, then you take the bike path next to the main road. Yeah, and then honestly, if you're in IV, you just go up this road, go up to the main road, main bike paths around the main road. And then if you want to get to the rec center, then it's easy to just get to the rec center based on that. And then so this main road goes up to this area where this is where you can find your Home Depot, you can find your Target, you can find your Costco, you can find Albertsons, you can find these smart finals up here. Jenny smart final, yep. And yeah, the UCVS. So you'll find your more larger stores up here. You would take the bus so to do this. And the bus has a bus stop here, but of course it goes along this road. It stops at many stops along the main road here. It stops at a few stops up here, and then it goes finally up here. If it was going through IV, there's another bus that takes the bus right here, and then it jumps into the IV area, so it like goes all the way through like where the restaurants are and stuff, and then it goes back here a little bit, and then it has little bus stops across IV for that. And then the other bus stop goes this way, it goes towards Santa Barbara now. And if you want to go towards Santa Barbara, there's this where's yeah, so the Santa Barbara airport is right here. You can walk to the Santa Barbara airport actually. So how you do that is so there's a bike path that goes along this lagoon road. So yeah, there's these little yeah, so there's a bike path that dumps down this way and goes this way. So there's also a walking trail next to that bike path. And on that walking trail, you keep on walking and you're gonna leave campus. You're leaving campus right here. This is the Henley Gate. So yeah, let me drop. Sorry, no, I don't want to do that. I want to drop a person here so you can see because Henley Gate is pretty cool. So yeah, again, this is the bike path here. There's a walking path next to the bike path. See the person walking, and then boom, you're at Henley Gate. Henley Gate is the entrance to campus. Okay, let's go back. Boom. Okay, you're exiting campus from Henley Gate. You keep on walking down this way. Or you can bike too. Again, biking is an option. And then so at this fork right here, you can keep on biking down this way to get to like a ocean. You can get to this pier. There's a nice pier that you can pretty easily walk to or bike to. It goes pretty deep into the ocean too, I will say. But yeah, you can get to that area pretty easily. But yeah, at this fort, you go through this bike trail, and I believe there's a walking trail next to it. Um, and you follow this path, and then it joins up with this road now. Now you're just like with the road, and you're at the airport now, which is pretty cool. Um, yeah, at the airport, and all these little planes and go places. It's pretty cool. Yeah, and stuff like that. And then yeah, if you can keep on going honestly right here, keep on following this road, and you can get to a Taco Bell. Let me make sure you can do that. Yeah, so you follow this thing, and boom, you're at McDonald's, and right next to the McDonald's, there's a there's a Taco Bell. Where did the Taco Bell go? Where did the Taco Bell go? No, 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 no. There it is. Yeah, you can see the Taco Bell. It's very nice. And then boom, if you want to get to campus, you like one time you can this is a pretty nice running path. So you leave campus, go down that thing, go run across the airport, and boom, you follow this Hollister Road. You can follow the Hollister Road back to campus by just keep on going, keep on going. And then remember this is like where the other part of like the Goleta is, and there's like Goleta area still. So Goleta is the town like Ivy, Goleta. So Ivy's extremely, I think, bordering campus. Goleta is bordering Ivy, and then Santa Barbara is bordering Goleta. So that's like how that is. The organization. Let me like zoom out so you can see it better. So Ivy, Goleta, Santa Barbara, and UCSB is right here. UCSB, Ivy, Goleta, Santa Barbara. Okay, but yeah, you can run. You like keep on running here. Oh, honestly, I'm gonna go talk to you about my running paths because those are fun. Those are fun too. We have a lot to get to, man, bro. Okay, yeah. So, you run here. You can go down Stork Road, and then you're back towards IB right here in IB. Okay, but say you're living in IB, right? So like I was living in IB, I was living on Picasso. I live right here. There's a park right here, and then you can start running. So what I would do is I would go down here, go to the end of this road, and boom, this thing spikes into three different options. And I went through these three different options, right? So like this one option is to start running here and start running here, dump into here, go or like you can low-key start right. You start here, you dump into here, you can go here, dump, go down here, and boom, you're back into like Ivy area again. But if you really want to just stay on this like path, but yeah, I can show you. So we go down this road, and then we get down to here. This is DP, Del Playa. Del Playa is the road right next to the ocean, and then if you look, these houses have balconies with beachside views. It's very nice. And then along this DP road, you have little staircases that go into the ocean. I like a lot of the blocks. So like here, let me show another one right here, and then yeah, and then in between there's like a little grass area that you can hang out in. And let's see another one right here. Yep, yep, stuff like that. But okay, I'm going to show you running paths in IV because that's what I was already talking about. I don't mean to keep on getting distracted. But yeah, you can dump into here. You can go behind these houses and go into this area right here. This area, or you can go straight into this main. This is the main one, right? So this main one, you follow along here, and you follow along here until you get to the edge of this thing. You get here, you get to Sands Beach. That's what this is called. And once you get to Sands Beach, you can, right, yeah. So you get to this area and you walk around this path. And then at this part, you go through this little gate area and you go down to the ocean from that area. And it's pretty nice. Again, let's see what the little things are. So yeah, you can go closer to the ocean. Right here, there's I believe, yeah, right here. These are little staircases that go down to the ocean right here. And then you can also walk across along the ocean side cliff here with this path. And yeah, this part you can get a little bit closer to get right here to overlook. You're basically, this is a cliff. Again, this is not like you just walk here and you're like, okay, fine, I'm in the sun now. This is a physical cliff. That's why you need these stairs right here to get to the ocean. And then, so what people would do is like sit here by the cliff, look at the sunset and stuff. So it's a pretty nice area to be. That's why this path goes down here like that. Like this path goes to another sitting area. This path goes to another sitting area. Stuff like that. And let's see. So yeah, we're here, and then okay, so you don't want to go into the ocean, but you want to keep on running, right? So then you keep on running. This one just like goes. This is just keeps on running in the sand area. This one goes into more of a road area. So you keep on going here, and then boom, you get to where are we? Yeah, let's do it. We get to here, and now you're on the road. You want to get back to IB though. So yeah, you're on the road. You can keep on going on the road. Because the road will empty into like the main street area. right? You're back at the Main Street area. You go down here, and then well, you just follow the street then if you want to get back home. You go down here, follow the street, and then yeah, Abrego again. Abrego down to here. Abrego up to here. Picasso, right? Sorry there. Another thing is you're at this intersection. You jump through here. You jump through. You follow this thing. You follow this thing, and then you follow this one. And I guess you can go through this area. Maybe. I haven't tried that actually, so don't take my word for that. Um, but yeah, you can go follow this one, obviously. But remember, this is the Abrego, the three forks right here. So when you get back to the main road, you can go to this Isla Vista Elementary School entrance area and go run through this area, and boom, you're at the top fork. And but yeah, and then you got the road, right? This is the road. Another thing you can do is you can go into this road right here, go up here, and boom, you got this road thing, and then you go down this thing, and I believe you follow this one. And yeah, you're at the middle fork this time. And then now you're at Abrego, go through Abrego, go through Picasso. Okay. Uh that's like how you can get through that. But then maybe you get up here or something for some reason. There's like little paths here that I haven't looking from this view, I haven't tried this path, honestly. Maybe I have, and I just didn't realize I was on that path. But yeah, that's another cool one. Um, well, lots of tiny little paths here, and then boom, this bottom fork again, like that. How this is the bottom fork that we started with to get down to Sands Beach. You can go like take this one, go down to Sands Beach, and then go up here, and then boom, follow this thing, follow inward like this, follow up here like this, get back to home. Yeah. So, okay. Now you're getting a little bored of this thing, right? So then you can go up here. So let's go back to home base. So I lived at Picasso. We go through Picasso. I run up here. I run along this thing. Or, honestly, I take the Abrego. I run through Abrego, go through here, get through the children's park area, and boom, I want to go here now. I can keep on running up here and go this way, and boom, I'm at the Sierra Madre area. And around Sierra Madre, there's a good amount of trails here. So I'm just gonna follow this main road actually. Follow the main road, and boom, there's like little trails here that I can go through. So this one's a nice loop. There's a nice loop here, right here, and then this loop can go like this. Yeah, this loop can go back this way to the main road again, or you can go up this way and stuff like that. And then you can take this one this way, and maybe you can go through Phelps and get back to the road to Stork Down. I haven't tried that again. I haven't tried stuff right here actually. Oh, this is interesting. I don't know, damn, I didn't try this. Yeah, but yeah, you can take this trail up through here and get lost in this area. We'll get to this area in a second. But there's many trails here, and then you can get okay, cool. So now this is what I'm more familiar with, right? So you're through Alibis Elementary School, and I would go through here. I go through down this area, go run around down this thing, and boom, you got another trail thing here. This trail thing jumps down from Sierra Madre also. But yeah, I would go through that. I would go through like straight that way. It goes to the Slough Road too, actually, I guess. So it jumps down this way. I guess it does. Huh, interesting. I haven't tried that. I haven't tried that. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. But yeah, I would go down here. I know there's yeah, it goes around Sands Beach because this you can jump through this one, go run in here, see where it goes. Yeah, then boom, here. Right, no, you can see the other side of this thing, whatever this thing was. I forgot the Devereaux Lagoon, I guess. Yeah, yeah. And then so yeah, you're right here. You go here, and then boom, boom, it empties into the beach. Yeah, pretty cool, interesting, right? But then it also empties into the beach on the other side if you follow this one. Because like, okay, so this is a loop. You can go down this thing and go back up, right? Or if I remember correctly, there's another thing. Maybe it was this path that I followed that emptied into the beach actually, to be fair. And then this loop, yeah, okay, fine. This loop goes back into the main area. And I guess, yeah, up here you can take trails that go through this area. There's like animals and stuff, I believe, up here. There's interesting things. Again, this is a top port. We went through that already. Okay, so this is what I'm more familiar with. So these are water tanks once you get up here to the top. Now there's trails that you can follow. There's like many tiny trails that like fracture into here. And then you can go through like right here, you go through this thing, and now you're at the main trails up here. So you take this trail, follow along. You can get to, I'm gonna figure out how to get to the Ritz-Carlton from here, right? So you can keep on taking this trail. Now you get to the edge of this golf course. It's right here. Okay. Then you're at this neighborhood area. Let's see. Neighborhood. Let's go this way. This way. Nope. That's a loop. Okay. No, I want to get to here. Actually, loop. Let's go back to this area. No, that's not good. Okay. You see. Because I remember. Okay. Anyways, let's just not worry about that loop right there. But yeah, we follow this thing. We go up this way, and then we can go through this area. And then once we get to this area, we have this main road, Hollister. We go down Hollister for quite a while, actually. Keep on going down Hollister. And you're at the Ritz-Carlton. Very fun, right? And then when you're at the Ritz-Carlton, you can like go along this trail, stuff like that. There's trails down here. And you can kind of keep on going. I haven't gone beyond Hollister. I mean beyond Ritz-Carlton. But there's nice things there. There's this thing, the pier there. I don't know if you have access to it or anything, but yeah, this is you have access to this part actually though. But then yeah, you're on Hollister. Okay, and then let me go back to this golf course area because there's low-key nice things around the golf course area. Yeah, this tree area. This tree area is really nice. Um, more tree. So yeah, like just figuring out trying to stay near the trees is really nice. So this, yeah, you can this one, yeah, right here. So you're at yeah, where's your water towers? You go up here, you go through here, and you can go through these tree area, and it's very nice. Can go, you just like play around here basically. You take turns that you feel like lead you in the direction that you want to go to. You play around, and then you get to the road, and you go up the road and go down Hollister to get to the Ritz-Carlton, right? And so that's cool. You can like go up this tree here, go down this area, go meet this one, and then meet this one, and meet this one right here, and get straight to the Hollister. Yeah, stuff like that. It's very cool. So that's another area you can play with. And then right here, let me try to figure out. I believe this tree area, yeah, this area, it goes straight down to the ocean, I believe. Yeah, right here, it empties into the ocean like that. Um, or yeah, I think it's that one. But yeah, there's a portion of this thing where it empties into the ocean pretty nicely. Like lots of little portions, I think. I'm not sure if all of them directly lead into the ocean, but I know one of those exits lead directly into the ocean. Okay, but that's when you were living in IB, or if maybe you're living in Sierra Madre or FT and stuff like that. So, say you're living on campus and you're like, okay, I want to explore running paths on campus. So you can, of course, run along this ocean right here with this trail right here. Like I said, you can go down to the pier, But then you get to Campus Point, and oh, I actually low-key kind of explained all this stuff. Yeah, yeah. There's lots of little trails by Campus Point. Yeah. Um. So that's like kind of an overview of like basically all your friends are gonna be living in IV when you're like a junior and senior, or like a lot of your friends will be living in IV when you're junior and senior and stuff. So like if you were to live on say like I can tell you like examples for me. I was living on Picasso, right? So okay, freshman year, I was living in Santa Cruz. A lot of my friends, Santa Rosa, were living in Santa Rosa, Anacapa, um, and then where is this? San Miguel. San Miguel was like our go-to lounge that we would meet at for a lot of my friends, and San Nicolas. And then I had a few, I think, a couple friends who lived in Manzi. Yep, when I was a freshman. But I'm pretty sure that was around the bulk of where everyone lived. Okay, when I get to sophomore year, I lived on Sabado Tarde right here, 6'5" Sabado Tarde, which is like the one that's pretty clo the closest to campus. 6'5" Sabado Tarde lived, and that means I was walking distance to all the restaurants in IB. I mean, living anywhere in IB or walking distance, but the other distance we can count on is like biking distance. I wouldn't want to bike. Yeah, I wouldn't usually bike to these restaurants in IB if I wanted to get something there, if I lived on Sabado Tarde. Um, yeah, and then so like I had friends living on. Okay, I would go Subway Charde. I would go on Madrid. I think it was Madrid actually. Yeah, so Madrid's up here. Maybe I was like, I maybe had a few friends here or something. Maybe a few friends here. Maybe I had a few friends at the end of Trigo. I forgot where people lived. But yeah, I would like Subway Charde, and I had maybe friends like around this area. Okay, boom. And then come junior and senior year, I moved to Picasso. Picasso's up here. And so this one is a little bit further. I would have to bike to campus and to IV if I really wanted to get there really quickly. Biking, like, 5 minutes to IV, 10 minutes to campus, and then like 15 minutes to get to across campus with bike. So Picasso's like this thing. Where's my children's park? Yeah. Was here, and then I had a friend living in Segovia, so I would walk down here, get to Segovia pretty quickly. I had friends living along this area, friends living in this area, I believe. Yeah, stuff like that. And then I could get to like Portola, I could get to Picasso's right here, so I could get to stuff right here, like Picasso straight to. So yeah, right. I was a chemical engineer. I go down Picasso. I go into this intersection, go take this bike path up. Oh wait, no, that's well, okay. Bike path goes through the tunnel and then goes onto this bike path. Bike path follows here, and then yeah, I would go up here, and so technically I was supposed to go around all these buildings, but what I would do is I empty into this area, I go around this thing, I get on this circle thing, and then I book it through campus like that. And then I get through to the bike racks here. So yeah, because I'd be running late to class and stuff, so I just book it with my bike through this area instead of like going all the way up here and going down again. Yeah, so I would do stuff like that. Um, yeah, so that's that.